Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Milwaukee Beer Review and another episode of Hop Takes. As always, I'm Josh.
I'm Ross.
And it is darn close to the madness, folks. It is March. Basketball, the tournaments are coming. The Big Ten tournament is this week. Everybody's excited about all of the great sports. Right after that comes spring, the end of spring training and baseball and sports on every day. So we are excited. We are pumped, and we're getting ready for our yearly March Madness fun as well. And usually as part of that, what do we do, Ross? What do we do every single year?
Every year we get together and we bring in some friends and we do our 16 Wisconsin beer March Madness bracket. Really excited about this year. I'll be honest. What's really cool is we get the input of different brewers in the area. Say, hey, what would you like to submit? And they get real into it. I'm always very pleasantly surprised how into it they get. And we have brewers ask us, what are other breweries submitting? Because they want to try to find something else that's different. It's really cool. And the thing I'm excited about this year is it's going to be IPA heavy because a lot of breweries really like their IPAs, which is good. But we have some really fun varieties of different styles of beers this year we normally don't get. And I even had a couple of breweries say, hey, I know last year you guys did one of our IPAs. I'm going to do something different this year. And they've paid attention to what we've done in previous years, which is super cool. And so I'm really excited for this year's bracket. I think we got some really good beers this year. I think we got some brewers that were going to be brand new to the show also, which I think is really cool. Brand new. We've never done them before, and they're being introduced on the beer bracket. So it should be a lot of fun.
So this will be officially the fourth year that we've done this now on the
channel.
And
every year?
A sour has won every single year. And do we have a sour in this year's bracket?
We have one sour right now. There's still a couple we're finalizing with some breweries that haven't heard back yet, but we have one sour so far. Otherwise,
okay.
And the funny thing is we don't normally have a lot of sours. Previous years we did what we used to do by style, but last year we only had one or two and one still won. So
yeah. So we're pumped. We're drinking a lot of good beer in the month of March, and we are excited for it. So stick around for our Selection Sunday video coming very, very soon, where we'll preview all the different beers that will be in the tournament, choose which parts of the bracket they will be in, and you get a sneak preview of what this competition is going to look like. But for this week, in celebration of all of this great basketball, great sports, hanging out, friends, good times, we just wanted to each grab a beer that is a sipper beer for us, something that you could drink all day long, something that we would grab out of the fridge during these times, something like March Madness, etc. So I'm actually going to kick this thing off with my beer of choice. This is what I like to drink around this time of year. Now, if you're a Milwaukee Beer Review fan, that we love our stouts. And I love my stouts even when I'm not drinking the big barrel aged stuff. So this time of year, month of March, St. Patty's Day, I'm grabbing a Guinness.
Oh, that's a good choice.
A Guinness is my choice. And the crazy thing is, and I think a lot of people do know this, but a lot of people don't. It's a pretty light beer, even though it gives you that big stout mouthfeel. It's still a light drinking beer. You can drink quite a few of these and it doesn't fill you up the way that, those big stouts do. So Guinness is my choice. I'm going to crack this thing open while we're sitting here talking. Now, we've not had a beer like this. Well, I shouldn't say that. We've done some light beers on the channel before, or lighter beers on the channel before, but this is my go-to, especially in the month of March. And
I think you're the only person I really know that their go-to sipper beer is Guinness. I love Guinness. I remember I think one of the first March Madnesses you and I ever got together to watch. You're like, hey, here's a 24-pack of Guinness we're gonna drink. I'm like, that's super random, and I love it. I think it's awesome. So that's really cool that you brought Guinness out.
I have a 24-pack ready for next week too. So
absolutely,
there will be a lot of Guinness in our future. So yeah, this is always good. The nose, it's just got that nice creamy, it's got that stout pop, kind of that coffee nose a little bit to it. It's just a really good smelling beer. Taking a sip of it here. Yeah, it's just smooth. It tastes light, right? It does have it is light for a stout. It definitely doesn't have that big, thick like medium to heavy mouthfeel. It tastes light, but it still has a ton of flavor to it. I would much rather drink this than like a Miller Lite or a Coors Light or something in that vein. Like this is totally my beer. And I would go as high as like a 3.75 to a 4 on this beer for even just a daily drinker. Like I think it's that good. That's my take on Guinness. So that's my sipper here on the channel, folks.
All right. I love that. I think that's awesome. I don't know what I was expecting. I wasn't expecting that from you, but I think that makes perfect sense. So, I did go with a beer that is technically a seasonal beer, but it's a
Yep.
beer where when I see it, I stock up on it because I want to drink it even past the season time frame. And I was lucky enough to have some in the fridge because it's one of my favorite lighter sipper beers, and that's Fat Squirrel from New Glarus.
Okay.
I love this beer, and it's a brown ale, so people think it's gonna be a little bit heavier, but brown ales are light beers. They're not heavy beers at all. It's got just a little bit of nuttiness to it, and it's just to me, it's the perfect. Just I can do this at a tailgate. I can do this for a Packer game. I can do this for March Madness. Any time of year, I love this beer. Um, the pour is just like a brown ale. It looks exactly what you expect of a brown ale. Very traditional. Just a little bit of nuttiness on the nose, but for the most part, it's not much. Brown ales are relatively light. It's more roasty than your traditional pilsners or lagers and everything. It's so good.
I like Fat Squirrel too. That's a good choice.
And it's a light beer with just that perfect amount of like roasty maltiness to it to add a little bit more just depth of flavor and things going on. But it's not going to fill you up. It's definitely a sipper. I think it's only like I don't know what the ABV. I know it's relatively low. I think it's like 5, maybe 6, but if that. Um, but and this is the other good thing with this, in my opinion. It's really good to pair if you're eating all day because it's not going to overpower anything you're eating. It's not going to kill your taste buds like some IPAs or other beers will do. Just very light, a little bit of roastiness. Perfect beer. I will go 4.25 on this all day. Like I love this beer. This is by far one of my favorite beers out there, and I just think it's such a well done beer.
And it's one of those beer, like everybody, for anybody who's watching this channel outside of the state of Wisconsin, like everybody talks about Spotted Cow and that here we feel like that beer is a little bit oversold. Like it's good. Don't get me wrong. Like Spotted Cow is a decent beer. It is. But it's not this amazing fine beer, I
Mm,
think, that people kind of touted as. But I think Fat Squirrel is one of those ones that people don't hear about as often.
yeah.
And they've got some great beers in their like most of the year catalog that fit that vein. Like Moon Man is one of my other favorites
That's a
from
great one. Their box they do every year are really good. They got a couple different lagers they do. New Glarus is it's up there for me. Like I will always contend it's a top 3 brewery for me. Always is. And to me, this is their best beer. This is so good. It's so well done. I
New
could drink this
Glarus
all
is New Glarus is a no BS brewery. And when you
year.
say that, they're a brewery that's brewing standard styles of beer, but doing it super, super well. Very rarely do you see like crazy stuff come out from them. Like you're not seeing big barrel aged stouts. Very rarely are you seeing anything like that coming out of them. Like crazy, weird flavor combinations and adjuncts all over the place. You're seeing pretty straightforward beers, and New Glarus is really good at that.
They're so good it's almost boring sometimes, and they can forget. And that's the best way I can say it. Like I mean that in, like the nicest possible way because like what you said, they don't do a lot of barrel aged stuff if any. They got a nice little sour program with some of the stuff they do there, but for the most part, it's no nonsense beer like you said, but it's boring and people just don't think about it all the time. It's so good. It's so well done. So
Mhm. Yeah. Now I've got to make a run to Costco to get some stuff for March Madness next week. Now you're making me kind of want to pick up one of their big Glarus packs that they've got there.
yeah.
Because they do have it in Wisconsin. So, hey, super fun. This was kind of a neat little fun. Hey, we need to record something for the channel while we ramp up for all these March Madness videos, but a fun way to do it. So, you guys don't get to see beers like this from us all that often on the channel, but Yeah, some of the ones that we're grabbing off the shelf and drinking as regulars. So, stuff. Well, like we said, stick around. Check. Our Selection Sunday video is coming up. Stick around for that. We'll be telling you about all those great beers coming in the March Madness tournament. Hopefully you're buckling down, taking off work, or calling in sick so that you get to watch basketball right along with us. And we'll be releasing our tournament videos each day of the first 4 days of the tournament. And then finally our big championship episode where we crown this year's winner. So stick around for all of that. Lots of good videos and sports coming. And thanks for watching. We'll see you very soon.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.